Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new YouTube video from your boy Savior Zaps. This will be a little bit different than usual. Instead of your standard playthrough of Indiana Jones and Phasmophobia, we'll be doing, we'll be doing a Splitgate 2 first impressions and review on the alpha that just came out this past weekend. I played the alpha with some friends on stream. I had fun. Me personally, I had fun. I enjoyed the gunplay, the gameplay, the flow of the maps, and all that. So we're gonna break all that down for you right here today. Anyways, I want to start off first from top to bottom. The create a class system. Create a class system is very simple. It has two attachments. It only allows two attachments on your primary, one attachment on your secondary, and two perks and one equipment. Very simple, very to the point, and I prefer it that way. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes a simple route is the better route. I feel as though it's a nice little refresher taking the simple route, considering the fact that we've had, not to knock on Call of Duty, but to have Call of Duty have like 6, 7 guns on your attachment, I feel as though you're not really sacrificing much for a gun. Like there's not like a downside for a gun, but with this, I feel as though the two attachments you have to sacrifice one or the other type of deal. For example, if you have rapid fire and extended mags, you won't be able to have quick draw. So you got to play a little bit differently. Or if you swap the extended mags for quick draw, but now you don't have the extra mags. Stuff like that. I don't know why. I like having limitations on creative classes, only because like it creates different playstyles, different builds, and everyone plays a certain way depending on their classes. Same thing with the two perks. Three perks, I'm not, I'm still a fan of having three perks. That doesn't really bother me. But for them to have two perks, again, same thing about the attachments. You gotta sacrifice not having one of those perks. My only gripe about the creative class system is that the weapons and the perks are exclusive to certain operators. So the operators that were available in the alpha were Eros, Meridian, and Sabrask. I hope I pronounced them right. But each of them have their own set of equipment, perks, and weapons with their own abilities as well, which is like the wall, radar, and faster movement. A movement buff, basically. But all the weapons and their perks are all exclusive to each one. And I'm not a big fan of that. I feel as though weapons should not be exclusive to certain operators, only because if you like one weapon but you don't like the operator, you're kind of forced to play that operator and you're forced to play a certain way when you really don't want to. If you're picking, I feel as though it was Meridian with the movement buff ultimate. If you like playing as Meridian but you have to play as Sabrask, you're not really moving as fast as you want to. That's just how I see it. So I feel as though there shouldn't be any weapon or perks exclusivity. I mean, each operator do have like a good set of perks and weapons. There's a lot of perks and weapons. So I kind of see the point in making it exclusive, but again, I'm not a big fan of it. That's my only con. And yeah, there's that. I want to go down on the graphics of the game. The graphics, I'm not that big of a graphics guy. I can care less for graphics, but for anyone out there who are big on that, I got you covered. Visually, the game looks great. The maps, the character models, the guns, everything looked polished compared to Splitgate 1. Splitgate 1 at the time, Splitgate 1 looked amazing. But seeing how they improved off Splitgate 1 to 2, Splitgate 1 just looked dull. It didn't pop as I thought I would remember. Excuse me. And Splitgate 1, the character models, they just looked awkward. They didn't look like, I don't know. They just looked like they were like rough drafts of character models instead of like the final product, if you know what I mean. And excuse me for the stuttering. This is my first voiceover, so excuse me for that. I may be, tripping over my words and stuff. But anyways, yeah, Splitgate 1 model, it didn't look like the finished product. It just looked awkward. It didn't look finished compared to Splitgate 2, where it looks a lot better. The character models look great. They look amazing. They look more polished. And there is some great potential for future operator skins and weapon camos as well, because the game looks that good where you will like see it and it's like, wow, like, the camos are really like they really pop on this gun, or the skin, the operator skin looks great on this operator, or whatever the case may be. They have great potential in that sort of department. Now to touch on the maps, I want to say they have for certain game modes, for like the regular game modes, they had like the arena style maps. It reminds me of Halo. Uh, Smaller in comparison to the Splitgate 1 maps. Splitgate 1 maps were bigger. They were, but you could still get around somewhat in 1 because of the portals. But in 2, the maps are smaller, and they added the slide mechanic. So the maps the maps and the slide mechanic go hand in hand, or just the mechanics in general. But the maps are fine. They are. It's arena like. They have weapon pickups. It kind of reminds me of like a Halo Gears type deal, where they kind of like transferred over to like an arena shooter like. So that was pretty cool. They have the weapon pickups. They have the portal walls placed almost everywhere, but not everywhere to the point where it can be kind of annoying. I mean, if someone's really good with their portals, they can really get you from just unseen angles, which would be insane. But yeah, and they especially have for the big team game modes like 16 versus 16 or 24 versus 24. They have way bigger maps, but those are still fun only because like they're big team game modes. I mean, you got like a lot of people on the map, so you're bound to run into people. So that was still fun. I remember in Splitgate 1 where the maps were big, but it was still standard, like, I guess, from what I remember, 5v5 or 6v6 back in Splitgate 1. But here in Splitgate 2, they divided it. Big team game modes go on the big maps, and the regular modes go on the smaller maps, which is nice. Also, I mentioned the slide mechanic. The slide mechanic was also added into Splitgate 2. They didn't have one in Splitgate 1, and I think it really meshes well with their jetpack and the portals. I think it really does. It really, like, it helps improve the flow of the game and makes the game more fluid. There's also slide canceling as well. So, like, again, you can control your movement. And with the portaling, if you can get really good at portals, then you can definitely hold your own in Splitgate 2. I mean, Splitgate 2, the game's entire identity is portals. It is. So if you're just even halfway decent or average with using portals, then you can definitely hold your own, and you can rely solely on your situational awareness, your gun skill, your reaction time. As long as your portals can stay afloat, then you're good. My wish list for this game, again, this is just me, my opinion. I could be dead wrong. Is no weapon exclusivity. I feel as though that's just you're making players play against their own play style. I'm not a big fan of that, but I still would enjoy the game when it does come out. I'm still gonna like it. But yeah, no weapon exclusivity. I also want to see a proper progression system. I do. If anyone who are a big fan of shooters played X Defiant when that one released, RP to that, they didn't have a proper progression system. People were just leveling up just to level up, just to unlock guns. But that was it. It wasn't enough. I feel as though with this one, in today's day and age, the shooters market is oversaturated with shooters like Call of Duty, obviously, Apex, Overwatch. You have Marvel Rivals, which is a hero shooter. Same with Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, all these other shooters. Splitgate 2 is going up against some heavy hitters. I think you need to hit the ground running, and by that I mean when the game releases, have a proper and already built-in progression system where when you level up, not only you get like weapons and stuff, you get probably just cosmetics, weapon camos and operator skins and stuff like that, or like weapon charms if you want to add that into the game. Make players work for something, and that goes into my next topic in camo grind. Have like a standard set of camos for each weapon, and then have a mastery camo. Me personally, I always love going for a mastery camo. It makes me work towards something, makes me play the game more. That's what I do with Call of Duty. That's what I used to do with X Defiant. And I would love to camo grind on Splitgate 2. I can only imagine if they do this. Now, this is my wish list. I don't know if this is all true. If they do like some sort of a mastery camo, I will love to see their mastery camo on Splitgate 2. Again, back to my other topic that the game looks visually amazing. A mastery camo on Splitgate 2, I think would look great. Like if it's something like animated or whatever the case may be, or if it's not animated but it's super colorful and it pops, then that would be dope. That would be really cool to work for. And also prestige system. Again, that goes hand in hand with a progression system. a prestige system. That would be nice. It would be like a nice little callback to shooter fans of like the old shooters, of like the old Call of Duties and stuff like that, and Halo and all that. A prestige system would be nice to have. Again, each prestige can hold its own set of rewards, like cosmetics, weapon skins, stuff like that. Things that are exclusive to people who prestige. That would be dope. I can see why people don't like prestiges anymore, because like, you know, you got to reset your classes and all that. Me personally, again, I like prestiges. I'm old school. I like a good prestige system. I like just ranking up, you know, the good stuff from the good old days. Anyways, folks, that will be my wish list. Again, the game has great potential. I can't wait to play it. They said after the alpha ended, they said they're looking at a release before November. So I'm thinking late summer or the fall. I'll definitely be on it. From a scale of 1 to 10, I rate the alpha an 8.5. So there's that. Anyways, folks, if you made it this far into the video, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for popping in. And yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.